Oh, we got some breaking news, but it's not breaking the way you would think breaking news would be breaking news. So, Mr. M double B triple three, he receives videos and pictures from folks all over the country, and they send stuff in. And he said he also noticed it as well where he's living at. So, if wherever you're living, if you take a look at the trees, and whatever kind of vegetation you got, or depending on where it depends on where you live. It is said that certain trees, certain vegetation, are budding a month early. Now, you thought I was going to say something about that wicked grocery list. This is important on a lot of fronts. Go back to Isaiah in the spring, okay? The bridegroom and the bride would come forth. The earth would yield up her bud in the spring. It talked about Isaiah 61, 9 through 11. I want to believe if it's not Isaiah 61, Isaiah 66, but I believe it's Isaiah 61. But anyway, I've covered that many times on video. So if that's the case, and we talk about time being off, to think to change the time and the law. So if the enemy, and it was said that it was given unto him, he had the ability to change the time and the law all the way up into the 7-year tribulation. He couldn't change the time and the law then. So the earth, we got the earth and the sun, especially in the sun and the solar system, doing wild things. Solar maximum, I believe it's 25 solar maximum. We've got implications of huge solar sunspots sending flares to the earth. Now, back on the 3rd or the 4th, it was said that it was going to take 10 days for it to get here before we would see the result of what was going to happen, that huge solar flare that was coming off the sun. And huge volcano eruptions lately all over the world. Why are we seeing so much irregular cold air hitting the East Coast, the Atlantic Ocean? Is it something that they're trying to keep hidden? Okay, so there's a lot of things going on, And everything that's going on is all biblical. We've been reading about it for years on these channels. For years. That days of sorrow prophecy is alive and well. And everything Christ said in that prophecy is happening right now. Every single thing. So if you are not smart enough to know when to turn off the phone, they are pumping a new virus, and oh my God, in all these countries it has a 90. So you're going back to the same script that you did in 2020. Only difference now, don't nobody believe it. And now you got top people that used to push that idea coming out saying it was all fake from the beginning. This grocery list. Some chick has now got her mama kidnapped because she went in and started talking. I'm not even getting into the names, but some of this stuff is hot news. So since this grocery listing came out, it stirred up a lot of stuff, man. It has stirred up a lot. There has to be a distraction from this. But everything is a distraction from God. All of this stuff that we're watching is a distraction in and of itself. From God. Now, from God, it's a distraction, but within this dirty fish tank, you got one distraction from another distraction from another distraction. And while you swimming around looking at all these dead fish heads floating around in this dirty water full of fish poop and old fish food, none of us, if you're too busy doing this, when do you have time to do this? Plain and simple. So time is off. We have it wherever you are. Go out and start paying attention to the vegetation, trees, and bushes, and see there are people sending in videos and people recording the sun in places where it should not be because they talk about the polar shift. So if the sun is in a spot that it shouldn't be a month early, that goes back to Genesis 1 and 14 and use the sun and the moon to know the times and the seasons. Not what man say on his pagan calendars, days of the weeks and months. So if we are to watch the sun and the moon, just as the Bible says, and now you got people sending in videos and pictures from all over the country talking about this is abnormal. But what if it's this is what he said, look up for your redemption draws near. So if you're looking at the sun and the moon, and you're looking at, now we do have some eclipses coming up, some solars, some lunars, and all of these things also happen, and earthquakes happen before and after the death, burial, and resurrection. So we're heading into the spring. Nisan is coming up. Now, depending on what system you use, all of them are all off. I'm just going to say that. But they're close within each other. If we're not using this pagan system and you're using some type of lunar sun and lunar calendar, that's the closest thing to the truth that we can get. Okay. But God said, just use these natural elements and I'll show you what time it is. If the trees are budding early, but what if they're not budding early? Because of the polar shift, which everybody confirms. Which would mean the sun is sitting in a spring position, not a fall and winter position. We're getting ready to get next week here in Michigan and Detroit, temperatures up in the 30s and the 40s. In the second week of February, folks. The second week of February. So would man be trying to screw up with his knowledge and his equipment and his little toys and his weather and space machine? God can and will reset and put it back. So if spring is coming early, because here in Michigan, I'm going to tell y'all last year for real, June, it was 50 degrees in June last year. It never really got hot. That was last year going into this year, coming into the winter, going into the spring, the newness. Okay. So in the comments, both channels, I'm posting this. Let me know what you see. Let's confirm. Okay. People are sending in pictures and videos of their trees budding early, a month early. So that goes back to that pagan calendar system again. And we do know over time, so many people came in and took away months, added, took away days, added. It's like a big pot of scrambled eggs with onions and green peppers in it. It's scrambled. But for us to know the real thing going on, God said, if you look at the earth, you look at the sun and the moon, I'm telling you what the season's coming. Spring is coming early, a month early, according to the natural physical evidence that we see. This horrific winter, this crazy felt like manufactured weather, okay? We are in February now, then March, then April, May, getting into now, is it coming early? Okay. What kind of spring are we going to have? Storms upon storms upon storms. Flooding upon flooding because all of this snow that just dropped. And now we're scheduled to get rain on top of the snow that's already here. At melting temperatures of, way above freezing. We're talking about 35, 40. Okay. Some places could get flooded, depending on how the system moves. So we're going to find out how this all plays out. We're going to continue to watch and pray and stay faithful, stay repentant. Okay. Always stay repentant before the Lord, because that's all we have. And stay covered in the blood. Yeah, we see all this stuff going on, folks, but that doesn't mean, as long as you stay before the Lord, you're fine. Okay, yeah, the bear, you're always going to be, what they say, poke the bear. You're always going to have it feel like the bear poking you, trying to get you off your center, your focus. But you really can if you have peace in the spirit. Also, let me say this too, both channels, because I've been seeing this. Nobody is getting alerts and updates and all that video uploads. You know that ScumTube is on their business about stopping that. Always check your settings. Don't depend on YouTube. Check your settings because they will default them on purpose and not get you the notifications that videos have been uploaded. Everybody's experiencing this. Anybody that's a truther on ScumTube, they are noticing and they are witnessing. And it ain't even got to be about religion. If you're a truther in politics or truther in whatever, if you stand on the side of the truth, and I see this a lot in other different platforms on YouTube, they are noticing all truthers are being stalled. Okay? All truthers. Okay? If you are telling the truth in a lying world, they are blocking your algorithm. Okay? No matter what you're a truther about, they are blocking it. Okay? So let's continue to stay on the ready. We're all wearing a private uniform and we're in boot camp. Your uniform ain't no cleaner than mine. Mine ain't no dirtier than yours. We're all getting it out of the mud. Every single one of us. Okay? Every single one of us. And the day is coming when we're going to graduate and get that pretty new military clean cut uniform. That new wineskin. But it's just a matter of holding on, folks. Holding on. Okay? Let me say this too real quick. The attack is on. People are reporting not being able to sleep at night. And this is being popped up all over the intranet. Again, I go back to those systems being blurred out while we sleep. But we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spirit and principalities and wickedness in high places. Everybody feels some sort of attack. Okay. I haven't seen this new deadly code that they run around here talking about. I ain't seen their hide of it. And not even in my own circle, offline, I haven't even seen it. People getting sick, but they normally get sick. It's not nothing new. Before they made this whole theater act, people was dying from the flu years ago. Okay, so it's not like it's just the paranoia and petrifiedness that allows people to go there. Oh my God. I mean, all you gotta do is just go on Google and look up history. Google and look up history. People have been dying and being sick. All of a sudden, oh my God, there's something worse out there. It wasn't that bad of a problem when millions of people were dying from the flu in 2018, 2017, 2016, and pneumonia. What happened? All of a sudden they introduced something and then people make mountains out of molehills. Drink your black seed oil, your vitamin C, D3, all your B's, your A's. Live healthy and eat right. Keep your hands washed. Don't go back to putting that thing on your face though, because that's mental disturbedness right there. Don't go back to doing that. That don't help you at all. That's pushing you further. Everybody I know that worship that thing, their teeth in bad shape. Especially if they smokers. Your teeth really in bad shape because you're just breathing in your own garbage. The dentistry went sky high when they start making people put them things across their face. Because you're breathing in your own poison and rotting out your own mouth. We've had a professional dental expert on our calls before who have testified to that and gave everybody the truth on that. That's what it does. We need fresh breathing circulation of the air, not trapped. So whatever that thing is collecting, this is what I don't understand. I've never understood about that. While you walking around all day, you done walked into farts, coughs, dust, everything, okay, is in this thing on this side of the hookup, okay? and then you had this thing on all day. You done been in and out of stores. I don't care if you switched them out. But if you leave that thing on more than an hour and you in public, and you in Myers, you in Wally World, and you walking, I'm gonna say it again, farts, people's body odors coming out of their body. They don't say nothing, got them silent woofers, okay? And you walking through and you getting that collected, dust, hair, fumes from the car, it's trapped in there. It's trapped in there. Where's your fresh air at? And this thing is collecting. That is the most idiotic thing ever for a person not to understand that. As opposed to, I'm walking around free. There's nothing trapping anything here, and it's attached to my hookup all day, and I'm walking around in it, collecting more P-funk throughout the course of the day, as opposed to somebody not, and all of that P-funk that you collect is moving freely away from you. Okay. Sounds stupid, make a lot of sense, and you can't fix stupid. Okay, anyway, y'all, let me get on up off of here. Let's stay prayed up. Continue to watch geographically the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the sun. That's negative energy, aggression energy, and it is affecting people on the planet. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. This Epstein thing is the biggest and the worst of them all. And again, Charlie Kirk, people forgetting about him, but this was one of the reasons why they packed him up. Because there's no other way he could have got out of jail unless he was not involved with Isaac and the leaders of Isaac who shut Kirk down. And he said that he was a part of that Mossad. I believe they broke him out. People coming up, all kind of, as I said before, veil being lifted. I believe they broke him out. And I believe Israel broke him out. And he's still breathing, walking, talking. He's connected to too many people. No, they wanted him alive. But why would they want him alive? Because that's their homeboy. All them demons and devils flock together. Okay? He's more valuable to them alive than dead because he probably still knows things that could still further enrich these devils. It was all that to get him to, we got him. Now it's coming out. So, for the mystery of iniquity is already at work, family. It's the weekend. It's supposed to be cold this weekend, so stay warm depending where y'all at, and then we get into a warm-up. But we will continue to pray and wait on the Savior. I go away to prepare a place for you. And when it's finished, I will come back and receive you and take you to where I have been preparing that place. And there you will be with me forever. That's what we're waiting on. But patiently wait, okay? Patiently wait. And stay protected. I'm still talking. Get you some olive oil and bless your house, okay? Bless your house in these wicked times that we're in. Stay under the blood, y'all. Peace. I believe we almost at the finish line.